Do you need to be like a math genius or like a computer like engineering genius to be able to be successful in the industry as a quant engineer?
I actually wondered about that question myself because I remember the first time my dad actually secretly bought me a laptop at that time.
Whoa.
It was.
Hi friend, this is Shimon, an Irish Chinese who's currently based in Singapore. And today I'm talking to a quantitative engineer who's been working in finance, particularly in quantitative trading firm for the past 6-7 years already. And he's currently based in Singapore. And what's more interesting also is that he happened to be my husband as well. Doesn't that sound a little bit more intriguing now? If you're also interested about our conversation, about technology, about the financial industry, please keep watching. Hi, Don.
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good. So far, so good.
As I would always ask questions to my interviewees, my first question would always be like, what brought you to Singapore in the first place and how long you've been here?
Okay, so I came to Singapore about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Came because my job, and I came with my whole family. And I was working in Dublin for almost 10 years.
Okay.
And then there's a better opportunity here in Asia, so I came to Singapore.
What do you work on at the moment?
I work for a like quantitative trading firm, so it's a financial trading company. So basically, I'm a software engineer. I help our traders and quant researchers to trade, to build the software to trade on the market.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we all know, like in quantitative trading, there are different roles, like traders, quants,
Yeah.
and quantitative engineer.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference? Like, what do you do mainly?
Yeah. So because comparing to traditional kind of a trading firm, we're a quantitative one. So what that means is that we use extensively mathematics and statistics to help us make decisions.
Okay.
In a short amount of time.
Okay.
So basically, you have to make decisions really fast.
So what do you do mainly as a quantitative engineer?
Okay, so basically, I write software to help the quant researchers to do research, and also to help them deploy their the research result into production to be actually used by the day-to-day trading.
Okay. So I know for a fact, because I'm your wife, so obviously I know that you moved from being a software engineer in the IT industry to become a quant engineer.
Okay.
Probably about 6-7 years ago. And what made this decision? Like, what made you decide to go for this change?
So this probably we need to journey back to why I choose to become a software engineer in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I've been in this kind of a software role for a long time.
Okay.
Because I'm always interested in computers, and I remember the first time my dad actually secretly bought me a laptop at that time.
Oh, whoa.
It was 1997 or 1998, I think.
That should be like a very fancy present for child.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because it's actually, I think I don't even know where he got that laptop from. Maybe it's a gift of his, or I don't know. It's quite advanced at the time.
Okay.
So that was the first time I basically start to know, oh, there's a Windows operating system. So I was using like Microsoft DOS at the time in school, but I never tried Windows before. So that was the first time I encountered Windows. And later, like around maybe 1999 or something, I There's one time I went to one of my primary school classmates' home. That's the first time I see this game. Really blew my mind. It's called Doom.
Okay.
And it was made by by a gaming company called It Software. So the main mastermind behind this game became my hero that guided me through the whole software engineering career path.
Yeah.
His name is John Carmack. And I'm following his work like until today as well. So he's kind of the spiritual
mentor.
Kind of, yeah. So I had a few. I wrote him an email as well, like when I was in college back in the U.S. He even replied me. I was very excited to receive the response, and he because I expressed to him that you're the reason why I got into this industry actually,
Okay.
and
right.
Because he's a strong proponent of engineering, so he believed that engineers can change the world by building stuff.
So to lay my biases out up front, I self-identify as an engineer, closely allied with scientists and entrepreneurs, but fundamentally what motivates me is the ability to solve problems or create value by actually building things. And I think this is the best time ever in the history of the world to be an engineer.
So I'm a big fan of creating stuff. I always want to be on the creator side of the table rather than the user or like the player side of the table. Yeah. So that got me really interested in games, for example. And you know, like because and John Carmack used to say that why he chose game as the product he made. Is because it's not because he's like he's also a great gamer per se, but it's not mainly because he wants to play the game. It's just that in order to make a game, you have to use very advanced technology. Basically, you have to squeeze every bit of performance out of the computer hardware. Because at that time, you know, the computers, like at that time, it was mostly for
that time you mentioned you were talking about
like 1999 or something. Okay. Yeah, at that time the computer is mostly used for I mean showing up some forms and some really business charts or things like that. It's never like really really lively as what you play Super Mario on the Nintendo or something. So and John Carmack actually made it possible that you can actually play the same kind of game you play on console on the PC. So like in order to do that, he has to overcome a lot of obstacles, like technical obstacles, and he has to go through all the edge cases to make it all the like animations and interactions really smooth. And this really fascinates me. Like so you can actually do this out of a like box, a machine that can really do this. And it's unimaginable at the time. And with that spirit, actually, so I, throughout my career, I just tend to get closer and closer to this place where I can fully like extract the raw power out of a machine. So that's why I originally, like about 7 years ago, I got into this high frequency trading industry, because in this industry, you actually, as a software engineer, you get to work on the like bleeding edge technology and make everything as fast as you can, because it's required by the business, which can somehow fulfill my dream of, okay, so let's do this as fast as I can. And interestingly, prior to that, I did work in a gaming company as well. So that gave me some exposure to how to handle like a large amount of requests as a game server to serve a lot of players, but really get down to the bare metal and to extract all the powers out of a machine. That's really fascinates me. And in this trading industry, I can actually do that, because it's all about performance. You have to do it fast. You have to do it at scale. So it's in this industry, these are all valued.
So, is it the speed of the trading is actually the thing that you can maximize with your skill set.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So this is actually makes my role of software engineer really valued in this industry. So I feel I work with great colleagues every day. We poke each other's mind to come up with the best idea possible. And then we can see the feedback actually very quickly, because it's not like like you release a product, you need user feedback. Usually the feedback loop is in a typical internet company, I don't know, a few months or something. And if for games, even longer. Like now the AAA games, it takes 3 or 5 years to make, like cost hundreds of millions of dollars. But in trading, actually, you have some optimization to do. Maybe the next day it deployed, and then you see, oh, we're faster, or we're still not as fast as we want.
Okay.
So the feedback looks really fast, and then you can keep improving on that, optimizing the speed, optimizing all aspect of the tech stack. It's really exciting.
So let's come back to more of a general question here. Do you need to be like a math genius or like a computer engineering genius to be able to be successful in the industry as a quant engineer?
I actually wondered about that question myself, because I don't consider myself a math genius or anything. So I was questioning myself whether I'm suitable for this software engineer or quant developer role at all. It was also like John Carmack gave me some inspiration, is that because I treat him as a genius, because he's like the mastermind behind all those great games and all the tech evolutions. But he said one thing is that you just need to put in a lot of hard work, because there's no such thing as a genius or anything. He just put in a lot of hard work. He works literally like, I don't know, 16 hours a day sometimes. Like so he tried all kinds of impossible solutions that leads to nowhere. So basically, then you have to try everything, and then until you find one way that works, and then stick to it. And people see him as a genius simply because okay, so the result is good. He basically find the way that can actually do this fast, that can make the impossible possible. But behind the scene, he actually put a lot of work, a lot of hours into this thing to make it happen. So I would think that in order to achieve this level of capability, you just have to work really hard. And if you are working hard and you enjoying it, I think that's probably what we say the genius part. So I think the genius are just enjoying their hard work. So they are not getting stressed about it. They're really happy to put in a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Talking of the working hours, your industry is notoriously famous for long hours of work time. I think a lot of people move away from the industry just because of the lack of work-life balance.
Okay.
So is it true that you work super long hours?
Yes. It's yes and no. It's because so there one thing to differentiate the long working hour thing is that whether you're working because of a necessary need or unnecessary need. So sometimes, like for example, like in our industry, we have to so we're a trading firm. We have to be present in all the markets that we trade in. So it's one of our responsibility that we're regulated to do that. And so we have to be there when the market opens.
How many hours you work in general every day?
At least more than 10, 11 hours. But it's basically because the markets we cover span a lot of time zones. So you have to be there when the market opens, and I'm currently based in Singapore, so I have to cover those markets. But it's not like everyone has to work this long hour, but the engineers who are on call and the traders on call needs to do that. In terms of research, there's no such thing that you have to be there when the market opens, but during the research is mostly project driven. rather
Okay.
than market hour driven.
Okay. So how do you balance yourself? I mean, being working in this type of mode on a daily basis, working over 10 hours
Okay.
daily. How did you manage your own health? Are you worried about hair loss or anything?
No. It's no. It's not like that. It's for me. I've been thinking about this as well. So I think hair loss is mostly due to stress. So if you're stressful, then it's very hard to keep your hair. But if you keep a very relaxed mentality, it should be fine. And for me, for example, the very typical work mode in our team is in our industry is not like you need to be blazingly focused throughout the whole day. So usually during the market open, you have to be a bit wary of what's going on and market close. And during the day, like most of the time, you get to pick you get to work on your long-term project.
Okay.
So in that regard, it's more like how you manage your own time, and we have a lunch break, and during lunch break, I can go to the gym. I can try to eat something really healthy, so that I can still think clearly in the afternoon. So, that's mostly it. And after work, I tend to spend most of my time with family.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you enjoy your work life in Singapore?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you like enjoying your life in Singapore, or are you still like craving for some other cities in the future? Maybe New York or London or somewhere else?
Yeah, currently I'm quite happy about Singapore. It's because I like the weather, for example. I came from a southern part of China, so originally, so I'm quite happy about this like tropical weather. So I like being in the sunshine. I like outdoor sports and exercises. So it's quite nice. It makes me very optimistic about life when I see a lot of sunshine. And so I am currently quite happy here.
I want to move back to one more question of your own work in your industry. What is your favorite programming language and why?
Okay, so my favorite one would be Python. I'm wearing the Python shirt.
Okay.
So I quite enjoy that because Python is it's actually one of my first language that I use for professional work.
Okay.
So about more than 10 years ago.
Cool.
Yeah, so I really enjoy this language. I see the language evolve over the years. I'm quite happy with the adoption rate of the language in the industry. So that kind of gave me a lot of faith in this language as we go in the future. Yeah.
And if at the moment one of the college graduates or like a newly college students wants to enter your industry as probably a quant engineer by the time they graduate, what do they do? What should they prepare?
So basically, I think nowadays our industry is moving towards more and more like a big data driven. So it's more so than ever. So because nowadays, in order to find good trading signals or like a good ideas, you have to find them from massive amount of data, and you have to find the ones that nobody has like even think about before. So you cannot do this with your brain. You cannot do this with your like eyeball, like a look at the data. No. So you have to do it using computers. So what I can think of is that you can focus more on how to handle the big data set and how you find the patterns within the data and how you build the tools around that. This will be very beneficial in this industry as we go. I think in the future we will need more and more people like with this kind of a skill set to help like almost every participant in this market to dig out useful information from massive amount of data. So we live in the age of data, so that's very important. And how you do it efficiently, how you do it at scale, it's very beneficial. And that if anyone can can do like open source projects, even like that. Like on GitHub, you can find a project to participate that can somewhat tap into this flavor of problem that you need to solve. So that'll be very beneficial. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
I hope you enjoyed today's interview and today's video. If you're also interested in telling me about your stories and your life experiences in Singapore or anywhere else, please do contact me from YouTube.